I'd like to be able to heal your body with integrative health. Karen Murillo will tell us how. She's the CEO of Alka Marketing. So, Karen, please tell us, how can entrepreneurs heal with integrative health? Heal Podcast with Lily Patrascu shares longevity and anti-aging techniques to stay young forever, increase energy, overcome addiction, and live your longest, best life ever. Shared by world's most innovative, alternative, and traditional health thought leaders, healers, and doctors. Discover quantum healing strategies to heal your mind, body, and soul.
Thank you so much for your invitation. I'm super happy to be here. Yeah, the best way that you can achieve many goals in your life is to be healthy inside and be healthy in your mind. So how I said, you have to have a balance in your life. So to have a balance in your life, it's the only way. That's the only strategy that you have to achieve what you want. That's why many people talk about, okay, you have to exercise 6 a.m. and do this and do that. But the really truth is about the balance, because anything works without it. So the first strategy that I said is that, I think it's more than just to do exercising. You have to have some certain limitations too in your life. So you cannot be just working like alcoholic all the time, because if you do that, you're not going to have time for yourself. That's the one. Yeah. Like the things that I always ask the people, how many hours are you working per day? And how many hours are you having for yourself to do some sport, to go outside and maybe share with the nature? That's something that you have to do too. As a swimmer, I always advise, my students about breathing. It's something like you have to learn since you're born, but sounds stupid, but it's the truth. You have to know how to breathe. Do you think you know how to breathe, Lily?
I don't know. I've heard a few people that we're always talking about relearning how to breathe in order to get better results. So why don't you tell us what's required for people to do in order to have a more balanced life? Does learning how to breathe have anything to do with that? And if yes, tell us some actionable steps someone can do in order to breathe better.
So the first step has a balance. Balance is, first of all, you have to know how to breathe. So every day you have to be conscious about your breathing. There's a lot of stress outside, a lot of stress everywhere. Traffic, work, kids, families, everybody. So first of all, you have to be conscious how I'm breathing. So have 2-3 times per day just for you to inhale and exhale 4 times. Like just thinking about what I'm breathing, how I'm breathing. I'm taking my time to breathe. Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop with everything. And no matter who, no matter is there, I'm just going to have my time to breathe. You have to do it consciously. So that's the second step. First of all, like I said, balance. Balance is like breathing. Then you have to know what you're eating. So anything is like eatable. So you have to know what you eat. The balance of eating is very important. So we have different kind of food like carbs, protein, vegetables, fruits. So you have to include everything in your plate, not just 1 or 2 or 3 things. Every day you have to have the balance in your plate. I don't believe in diets. I don't believe in many things that people shows, like to do this kind of fasting or all of that. As an athlete that I never did that. And I eat a lot, but balanced.
Thank you. Tell us, what results did you manage to achieve by following this program for healing your body and achieving balance with integrative health?
Okay. Right now the world is like going so fast, so everybody has anxiety. For example, many people has and suffer about anxiety. So if you follow these steps, you're not gonna have anxiety anymore in your life, for sure. Because anxiety becomes after not breathing, for example. Many people is just thinking, how can I do this? How can I achieve this? And on the go always, every day, 8, 10 hours without stopping. So your brain, your cells, and your whole body, they are like screaming, like, oh, I need time to breathe. So if you do that, if you follow this, if you have this little time for yourself and you sit down with your food, like with the, with what I say, with the organic food, fruits, vegetables, and also carbs. Don't get me wrong. You cannot take the carbs like.
Okay, but what I meant was, what personal results did you achieve implementing this kind of healing program for yourself?
Well, you're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to be, your mind, it's going to be more clear. You are going to start having more power in your mind, body. So you're going to have more energy. You're going to have a more, like, your thoughts are going to be clear. That's why you can be doing at the end of the day everything that you wanted to do. So the result is successful.
Why don't you tell us your results, not other people's results? Your results.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to be
managed to achieve by implementing integrative health for yourself. Did you lose weight? Did you get a certain competition won in, I don't know, as an athlete? Did you manage to, I don't know, sell a lot in your company? What was it that you personally achieved by following an integrative health program for yourself?
Okay. First of all, I have a lot of energy. I have a daughter with 5 years old. She's like battery all the time. So I have to be very energetic all the time for her. So right now I can balance my life. I have a company for marketing. I'm a journalist. I'm a mother. I have my home. I do things at home too. And I have to do a lot of interviews like with you and other people. So I implement the swimming and the balance in my life. And don't get me wrong, when I don't do that, I get sick. I don't feel too much energy. I don't feel my skin like it's soft or, beautiful. So I'm going to be 40. So I think implementing these steps gives me a lot of energy, gives me more like straight thoughts and more clear and efficiency, many things. So to me, it's very helpful to implement this life.
Thank you. Tell us about your routine or habits that other entrepreneurs can leverage in order to have better health.
Okay, I always said that to the people that, okay, talking about what you can do and you cannot do. For me to have an habit, my habit, my whole life, it's like I have to think that I can eat whatever, but I cannot have a limit eating whatever. So if I want to eat a chocolate, has to be a chocolate, but not too big. So it's a very good, it's a very good example, and it's a good advice, because when you say to your mind, no, you can't do that, your mind is going to start asking, like, by itself, like, why I can't do that? It's like a challenge. That's why it's so difficult. Let the sugar, for example. That's why it's too difficult for the people stop thinking about food. So you're gonna stop to say no to your mind. You're gonna stop to doing that. You're just going to say, okay, let's do it, but just a few. just a little piece. So if you have, for example, that have that kind of weakness, start with that. If you like brownies, if you like chocolate, I don't know what you like, but start saying, okay, but just a little. That's one of the habits that you have to have. Okay, second, if you don't like to exercise, so you can start just with 10 minutes, just with 15 minutes. You don't have to run a tournament. You just have to start like time by time, you know? So that's another thing. For example, me, I've been doing tournaments, and after I became a mother, I did the tournament Swim Miami, and I compete 2 miles over there. That was last year. And I feel very like happy about it, because when you become a mother, your mind and your body and the way you see the life and everything change. But because I did it, I feel very like, pride because I continue like my way in the balanced and healthy lifestyle.
Thank you. But tell us some specific habits or routines that you have. I'll give you an example. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say maybe you have a morning routine where you wake up.
Oh, okay.
You do, 15-minute meditation. You do, you drink 5 cups of water with lemon. I know. Give us something that you do that tends to be part of your health routine that
yes.
entrepreneurs can leverage as well in order to optimize their health.
Okay. Yeah. Every morning I always drink water. Sometimes, I take my vitamins. It's very important. The vitamins, the water. And then I have like a little time for myself. I start breathing like 4 to 5 times. You have to like inhale, and then you have to hold 4 seconds. And then when you exhale, you're going to throw it the air like just a few, then stop 4 times. Normally I clear my thoughts every morning, and I start like thinking what I'm doing. I like to pray too. I think it's very important. Everybody's different about the praise. It depends on what people likes. But I think it's very important to have the connection with something, I don't know if it's God, Buddha, or whatever people believes. Okay, then as a mother, I have to do my things with my daughter, get ready with the daughter, whatever. And then I have my routine when I came back, my skin routine. So I also clean my face, clean my body, and then I go to the gym or I go to swim. Like today, for example, I have to coach Marine. So I like to do this because it's something that helps the people, but at the same time, I help myself because I swim with them. And I also challenge myself when I swim with somebody else. I like to do this kind of things, like challenge myself often, because that make you feel that you have 20, when you do this, no matter what age you have. So this kind of things I always do every week. For example, right now I'm thinking to go to the Swim Miami again. So I'm trying to prepare myself to be able to swim another 2-3 miles. Okay, so this is very important. And also eat 2-3 times fruits and vegetables every day. I also think it's not very good just to follow like a lot of routines. I think with the nutrition, that's also, you have to hear what your body wants to eat. So if you want, for example, eat oranges, eat oranges. If you want to eat yogurt, you can eat yogurt. You can eat anything, but not like in a limit. And always like small portions. That's what I have to say to the people. You gotta eat every 3-4 hours. It's very important, because that's the only way your metabolism comes like more fast, and you're gonna have more endurance every day.
Thank you. One really funny thing about eating small portions is that many years ago, my partner Harry was trying to get a little bit slimmer, and he consulted this health coach for losing weight, and she advised him to eat from small plates. So what he did is that he reduced his usual plate size, which was usually like a mountain, and then we had to put whatever food could fit in one tiny plate. Like a dessert kind of plate. And what was funny about that is that he had one serving of that, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm still hungry." So he had like three plates, instead of one big mountain one. So that was funny. It didn't work so much. So I'm wondering whether you have any strategies for people that are actually, obsessed with food, and they want to heal their body and they want to have balance, but they don't really know how to stop that addiction to food, because food is giving them comfort and food is giving them pleasure. And food is almost like, it's almost like a drug, I guess. It can be quite addictive, especially if it's sweets or, I don't know, coffee or something that you really like. How can someone, have balance when they actually have some sort of addiction to food?
I think everybody loves food. I think I love food too. Everybody, we love the food. But, it's, you have to change your mind. That's the only way you can, like, having more relaxation about food. Food is delicious. Food is the way we survive in life. So it's a little tricky when you, for example, stop eating too many hours, because when you stop eating more than 5-6 hours, so your body becomes like thinking you're not gonna eat again. So that's how the cells and the metabolism save more energy, and that's why you get fat. So if you want to lose weight, the only way it's to change this here in your mind, the pineal, because your body has to feel that he's not going to die. So for your body feels that he's not going to die, you have to be able to eat at least 5 or 4 times per day. When you start doing that, your body change, and you are going to be able to go to the bathroom. And also, it's very important to do a detox, but not always either. Everything, like in an extra limit, it's something bad for your body, because it's not good always, like, your stomach and everything here is always like draining. So everything with the balance.
Thank you. Tell us, how can someone have more balance in general? Like what kind of habits or routines or anything they should put in place to make sure that there is balance? Like, how do they even know that they have balance in their life in terms of their health?
Well, balance is a little difficult to get there, but it's a process in life. So balance is spiritually balanced, professional, healthy, religion. So it's like mind, heart, and body. So that's a balance that you have to align your mind with your heart and with your body. So with all that is aligned, so you can feel you have a balance in your life. You have to be peaceful. You have to feel like you're happy. So when you stop eating so much sugar, when you stop using smoking, a lot of like drinking and all that kind of things, because in this life, in this world, that's what happened. People is confused. People use many things, like they try to be in that spot to have happiness, but it's like fake happiness. where people just buy and buy things, buy many things to feel better. Or they work, they work a lot of many hours just to don't feel alone.
Tell us about your the health event that you're organizing. What was the objective behind designing this event, and what can people achieve by participating in it?
Yeah, okay. This event is created since 2009, and I created by thinking about the people, by thinking about what people needs. So people needs to be happy, people needs to be healthy, and people worth it. Everybody to have a balance in life and be able to feel secure, happy, and balanced. And that I think that's the most important, to feel happy, balanced, and tranquilo. How you say that?
Calm.
Yeah, that's I always read about it, and I read like the calm is like the highest feeling that you can feel like alive. So for you experiment the calm, you have to have balance first.
Yeah, almost like inner peace. How do you even find like this inner peace, so that you can feel that you're fulfilled about every single area of your life? I think when you have inner peace, you are kind of like satisfied, isn't it? So tell us what people can get from participating in this health event that you're organizing. What was the idea behind it, and what can people get by coming to it?
Yeah, we have zones in the event, so they can experiment like personally every single step and every single zone about health zone, ego, that is beauty, relaxation, gourmet, that is like how can you eat healthy, green, that is very important too, how can you be friendly with the earth, like go green. So if you experiment those like I call zones, you're going to feel how it's to be with the balance. So yeah, everybody that has a company or like a brand thinking about all these zones can be in our event and can experiment, but this is like free for everybody to want to go in and join us. But if you want to have your own like spot, and you can be a vendor too.
Okay, but tell us, for people who are going to come there, what are they going to learn about? How can they improve and optimize their health with integrative health? What kind of health are we talking about when we're talking about integrative health? What kind of solutions are people going to be able to find?
Well, it depends. The last years we got the event. We have, for example, a hotel that is sustainable, and they had a very beautiful like a stand, like a booth. So they talk about how can you be friendly with the air. So how can you just learn how to recycle? How can you learn how to take care of the energy? So in that aspect, we talk about that. In the aspect of the health, so we have a specialist about many like aspects from the health, organic health, mental health. There's many things, that the way you can achieve your organic health. In another way, it's the gourmet. It's different kind of tips that is also people who is specialized in these aspects. They're gonna talk how can you eat. It's it depends of the people, because everything is different. So in a general aspect, that's what I recommend. But we're gonna have doctors. We're going to have people who really also every day are like advising in the diet and all these kind of subjects in the aspect of the beautiness. So we're going to have a cosmetologist and people who is going, they're going to talk about how can you achieve your goals with your skin and all these too. So every zone has people who is specialized in every subject.
Okay, so like the reason I ask you is because, for example, I've come across a few health practices that are so interesting in terms of like I think a lot of people don't even know what they can actually do with their body in terms of figuring out how healthy they are and what can be done in order to even figure out if they are healthy or not and what conditions they have and what technology they can use to actually counteract or prevent some diseases before they even occur. So for
Wow.
example, like on my podcast, I had people talking about certain things that like for example like this mask that you can wear, this like a lead mask that can optimize and rejuvenate your skin. And of course
Yeah.
I think all women want to look young for as long as possible, so I think it's one of the ways that you can potentially like balance your health by rejuvenating yourself and rejuvenating
Yeah, yeah.
yeah your
That's one of the parts, you know.
yeah.
I think for you rejuvenate yourself, well, it's about the balance too, because you can put many masks, but if you don't eat correctly, so you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah. And then I saw another guy that was talking about hydrogenated water, and he had this flask that you just like press a button and then it creates hydrogenated water, which apparently is also very good for you.
Yeah.
The guy that was talking about some way of analyzing your blood, and like there's so many different technologies that I think we are not even aware of, and I think it would be quite
Yeah.
interesting for people to come to your event to figure out more about all these different integrative health practices that can help them. So do you have a date for this event, or is this an upcoming event where you don't have yet a date?
Yeah, we already had one, but we have to reschedule because of many things. You know, there's is a very big event, so
Yeah.
we're thinking like at the end of this year or in January the next year.
Okay, very good. So that's really good to know for people who are in health, who may want to exhibit, and also for people who are wanting to find out all the different potential health conditions they have right now, or for people that want to prevent having a lot of conditions to kind of keep on top of that. So I'm going to be very interested, and I'm sure a lot of people will be very interested as well. Tell us where entrepreneurs can find you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I have my Instagram is Karen Murillo Gallo, and then my cell phone number is 754-457-8939. You can also find my LinkedIn, Karen Murillo. And well, yeah, my website too, www.alcamarketing.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Follow me for more interviews with world's most innovative health changemakers to live your healthiest life ever.